everyone. Um, Welcome to an episode of the Gamerhub Podcast. Um, we have had a lot happen of late, uh, both news-wise and on the Gamerhub channels-wise. But first, before we sort of start talking about all the huge amount that's happened, let's introduce everyone, shall we? First, we've got Breeze. How you doing, Breeze?
I am doing well. What's up, gaming? The gaming land. What's up? I missed you guys. I missed everybody.
Shout out to the League of Legends lot as well.
Shout out to Toxic League of Legends, the toxic community that League is.
And yes, of course, we also have our next panel member, Galadrius, the mighty sir. How you doing?
A great delighter to be here. I don't know what it is. Like somewhere we had a discussion where you keep using the phrase delata, and I have no idea where the hell it's from, and I don't really care either. But
it's the Age of Empires, the OG Age of Empires, the villagers.
Okay.
Delight.
Well, that delighter to know that.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the Ninja Turtle community out there because we know you guys are playing Cowabunga Collection
Cowabunga.
and Shredder's Revenge. It's Cowabunga says it all. So yes.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yes.
Shout out to everyone, actually. Shout out to the people who watch us. If I know there's some of you out there.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to the delighters.
Shout out to all delighters of the world.
People are gonna be scratching their head. What the hell's a delighter?
I don't know, man. It's delightful to say though. Okay, yeah. So we've had a huge amount happen recently. We had the Ubisoft Forward. We had a Marvel and Disney showcase. We got Nintendo Direct coming. We've got all this stuff going on, rumbling on with PlayStation versus the Xbox acquisition of Activision Blizzard. We've got a possible Sony showcase coming up this month, maybe. We got a new Xbox Elite version 2 controller. Well, we've had a load of stuff go on. And obviously, the first thing, though, our first topic, we have had a bit. Well, it's not us so much, but Halo has had some more bad news. Actually, something just breaking now. Bonnie Ross has left 343. But also, yeah, Halo Infinite is now not got split screen campaign co-op. How do you guys feel about this?
I mean, it still has online co-op supposedly in the works, but we know that it's been like a long time staple of the Halo series. And, without that, some people think, well, it's not a complete Halo experience if I can't play alongside a buddy on the couch, especially nowadays. Especially, people still kind of getting used to like post-COVID life and they just want to play with people locally. I mean, that's how the Ninja Turtles games work. So, but it is kind of heartbreaking. I mean, I understand why they're working on other stuff to expand the online part of Halo Infinite because, Xbox Live. But I don't know. It is a bit of a disappointment. As far as Bonnie leaving, I mean, she's been
That's
gaming with.
Sorry, that is apparently for medical, like family medical reasons.
Yeah.
Was written on there. I don't think they're too related. I just thought I'd clarify that quickly.
Yeah, which is understandable. She's been at Microsoft for almost 3 decades. She's been in charge of 343 for a decade and a half. So she's done her tenure there. She's done a great run with that company. There's no denying that.
Sure. How are you feeling about it, Breeze? Like, what are your thoughts? Because you don't really care, do you?
Not that I don't care. Let's just say, okay, I didn't really play Halo. I didn't really play Halo until Halo Reach came. That's when I started on my Halo. I thought Halo Reach was beautiful. So I play Halo Reach. When it came to couch co-op not being a possibility anymore, I didn't really like. I don't think that made or broke the game. Like, I understand that that's a classic staple, like in Halo 1. I would be at family's house and like, we would have like major sleepovers at my family's houses back in the day. So the guys were playing that. They loved Halo. They loved it. It brought back GoldenEye vibes. You know what I mean? That if anybody grew up on GoldenEye, couch co-op loved playing that. So it ended up being one of those. So I understand people being angry about the classic staple no longer being there. But at the same time, you have it online, and people like to stay home in their own realm now anyway. So
exactly. You can all why hang out all together when you can just hang out in your own like comfort, but just like over chat. Well, I mean, there are obviously benefits to both, but you don't when you're playing video games.
Yeah. I don't think it'll make or break. I just think that because they didn't add it, that's one more thing to bitch about Halo and its direction and how it's going. So, you know. But not that I don't care.
I mean, there's still going to be some features coming to the game. That's the important thing here. They didn't stop support entirely. They just gave up on that particular feature. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. I mean, some people are bummed out it's not happening, and I get that, and that's fine. But, you know, we're still getting some other stuff. So it's not like, you know, it's not like Overwatch is going to be abandoned the millisecond Overwatch 2 comes out. Now that's going to be crippling to some people because, like, well, maybe they don't want to move on to Overwatch 2. Maybe they like Overwatch 1. It's not like Activision Blizzard is really going to present them any options for that. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think, Breeze?
Yeah.
She just told us what she thought.
I thought you'd move the topic onto sort of Activision and PlayStation.
Oh no, we were getting to that. I'm just setting an example. I'm saying Halo Infinite is not being stopped completely. It's just missing a feature. But whereas Overwatch, when Overwatch 2 comes out with early access, Overwatch 1 will kind of cease to be, and all progress will carry over to Overwatch 2. You see what I'm saying? Some people won't get the option. Yeah, I was doing a comparison thing. Like, I mean, we are going to move on to Activision, obviously, but I'm just stating, at least with Halo Infinite, one thing is missing, but there's more stuff that will make up for it.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
And also hitting me with an absolutely banging segue, which I missed. I'm sorry, my bad.
How dare you?
Because speaking of Overwatch and other Activision Blizzard IPs, there's been the rumblings on sort of they seem to be going on forever with these PlayStation versus the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Well, that's a bit of a tongue twister. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's been going on in the news now for a little while. The most recent bit was, although it's a little bit late now, so we won't spend too much longer on this topic. But yeah, Sony wrote, or Jim Ryan actually wrote sort of a press release that they gave to GameIndustry.biz, I think it is. Yeah, what do you tell us about it, Breeze?
Oh snap!
Oh snap! Are you listening?
No, I mean, no, I am. I'm just, I don't know. I'll be honest. I've been having some running around, a lot of running around to do, and the clarity or what I'm depicting and what I'm getting from. I haven't really read any set articles on the war that has been happening this past week.
Well, here, I'm happy to help.
Yeah,
out,
can you please?
I got the article right here in front of me because, you know, I'm delighted to take over.
Thank you.
Anyway, so speaking of GamesIndustry.biz, PlayStation head Jim Ryan, I mean, it was confirmed by Microsoft that even with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, they would still have Call of Duty on PlayStation for several years.
Right.
But PlayStation had Jim Ryan, he's all like, well, he wants to know what several means. Because apparently he thinks that, you know, several is only like three years, right? And basically stating after that, PlayStation won't have it as a hot commodity and it'll be exclusively on Xbox. But Microsoft made it clear in the past that it's far more, you know, investive. It's far more money producing to keep it on PlayStation. You know, it's like, you know, Sony bought Bungie. I'm still trying to figure that out, but Sony bought Bungie, and they're going to keep Destiny 2 on Xbox. It's not like they're going, well, it's all ours after 3 years, you know, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
You know, Sony should accept the fact that it's sticking with multi-platform, and Microsoft's sticking with multi-platform, but here you got PlayStation head Jim Ryan going off like, well, we're only going to have it 3 more years. Then what? Well, what do you mean, then what?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, yeah. To be fair, they're lucky they're even getting anything. To be fair, like, I
seriously,
mean, okay, yes, I do know what's going on. Okay, I needed a little more clarity on the subject.
I am glad to help.
I'm so thank you for that. You know, I was speaking on this with someone else in the Gamerholics group because it didn't make sense. He was arguing that, you know, on price points and how, you know, no one's going to pay for a $75 game anymore regarding this deal. And I was just like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why I have so many points. Oh my gosh. Number one being money. Okay. I feel everyone is looking at it from a consumer standpoint and a gamer standpoint, those in the gaming community versus those who can look at it from a business aspect. Why would he limit the amount of money that Microsoft can make off of this deal by keeping it multi-platform, multi-console? What sense would that make? Now I can understand if they wanted to do something petty and say, well, we're just gonna take it off. Fuck it. Everybody, you know, if you want to play Call of Duty, you have to come over here now. And it's gonna make a shift. I mean, who's not gonna follow? But then that goes into all different terms. Are they going to take off their old titles? So, you know, that way nobody on PlayStation can play them anymore. Like, it's a lot of internal things to sort through that just doesn't really or wouldn't make sense unless you want to be petty about it. Now, to me, technically, several years is only a few. I mean, a few is 3. Several is 4 or more. But
I have several bottles of beer, and soon it will just be a few, and then they will have none.
Then we'll have a couple, and then there'll be none. Exactly. You know, I don't see the, you know, like the hypocrisy if it's, you know, vice versa. Well, you have these titles you're paying for and playing on your Xbox, so why can't we keep
not to mention? Sorry, not to.
No, go ahead. Not to mention what?
Not to mention the fact that Sony's kind of in hot water as it is with its community. You know, they've shipped out The Last of Us Part 1, Firefly editions damaged. They won't replace them, right? They tooted a horn about a social justice program in which they had like $11 million set aside. And it's great that they're going after diversity and all that, but it just sounds like a major pat on the back instead of an explanation of what the program is and, more importantly, who it lets in. They were just tooting their own horn there. And then on top of that, of course, the price increase on the PlayStation 5 in regions outside the United States.
Yeah, with
which people
cheaper quality. Is it cheaper quality parts or?
Yeah, I mean, well, they're doing a smaller. They're doing a smaller, more. What was it? Compact version of the PlayStation 5. So it's a smaller model, but I don't know. I mean, the whole thing, you've got that. And on top of that, you know, like Modern Warfare 2 drops in a couple of months. The open beta is about to begin. And here's Jim Ryan bitching and moaning. I'm sorry, but he kind of is, about the future of Call of Duty instead of the Call of Duty that's on the platform now and could be a bestseller for the system. Here's the thing. If Sony wants to prove that Call of Duty has a viable home on the PlayStation, then shut up with the complaining, hype the hell out of Modern Warfare 2, get that open beta popular, and show why you should keep it on PlayStation. Don't just complain, well, you should keep it there. Okay, why? You know, show us.
Show me the money.
Show me the Call of Duty.
Show me the Call of Duty.
Right?
Put the money. Pay for the licensing.
I'm just saying, if you want to prove that PlayStation has a viable home for Call of Duty, then prove it. No, nobody complain. You know, I could complain that Splatoon 3 is not on Xbox, but that's stupid. Because, I mean, I'm enjoying it on my Nintendo Switch,
right.
You know?
Right.
So, yeah, whatever, okay? It's just, this is a time for Jim Ryan and his team to buckle down, maybe, you know, figure out what they want to do. Hype God of War Ragnarok, because that's their big release for the holiday season. Yes, and then, you know, hype Modern Warfare 2. You know, make PlayStation good again. I'm not saying Sony sucks or anything like that. No. They've done good stuff, but they're in a spot right now where the community's not happy with them, and Jim's complaints aren't helping. So it's time to turn the tide and take.
No, I'm just
right.
Just playing. I'm just playing.
Why
PS
would you
fans.
Remake The Last of Us Part 1 and not Jack and Daxter? Anybody?
I don't know.
No, the thing is, if you read Jim Ryan's points, he goes on with more. He says things like not the best versions of the games. They're worried about basically the marketing rights and the things that they have already, like all the little bits of exclusive content that there are, and like the the better things that you can buy and stuff like that. He specifically highlights those in what he says.
It's crazy because if I remember correctly, when the new gens dropped, like PlayStation had Call of Duty and the exclusive content a whole year before it was able to be played on Xbox.
Yeah,
so
they are quite happy. He's annoyed basically that they're getting that taken away from them, which just shows how much they value that. Though you know what, I don't think they need to. Like they've okay, they don't have a Call of Duty, but they've got like a fantastic load of studios continuously just churning out game after game, which are all really good.
What shooters?
Call of Duty. Go on.
Hear me out here, right? They just spent $3.6 billion on Bungie. Why don't they have Bungie work on a new version of Killzone or Resistance? They have two first-person series that did really well over the years, now sitting dormant because the developers have moved on to Horizon or, Spider-Man, Wolverine. Obviously, I'm not complaining about Insomniac or, Guerrilla. They're doing amazing stuff. But here's Bungie. They're supposed to be working on something unannounced, but you're telling me Bungie can't take their prowess for first-person shooting and apply it to an open-world Resistance game or something Killzone related that's better than Shadowfall? They have these tools here, but they're spending more time complaining about the tools they're losing instead of utilizing the tools they have. Does that make sense?
Well, no, it doesn't. But it's putting a rip in their plan. Now you have to come up with a new plan. What if they do decide to take Call of Duty and make it just Xbox exclusive? What are we going to do to make up for that? So I totally agree with you. Like, it has been disrupted. Your flow could possibly be disrupted. What can you do to bring it back? I totally agree with you. I so agree with that point.
Here's the thing. He's complaining about a 3-year deal, right? But in business, when have you ever heard of a business saying, making a deal that specifically states forever?
Well, no.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, marriage.
Do you know what I mean? That is
marriage, maybe.
That's not a business deal for most people.
Okay.
To some it is. Wait, half my stuff? Wait, what? Look, I love you, but I'm not that delighter into you.
Gladius is the Black Widow of outer space.
So don't get me wrong. I like people. I'm just saying, marriage is kind of like. And I'm going to be single forever. Back to my arcade.
Oh my gosh.
Back to the galaxy. Love you, Breeze. I do.
He said back to the galaxy.
And this is why I'm single, forever alone. But you get my point. Some people are like, when you make an agreement, that agreement's supposed to stick. No, you have to renew that deal every years to keep it going and add stuff depending on the success of the deal.
That's true.
That's how it works. They contract football players. It's not like the football players are going to play for them until they're 90.
That's true.
Unless you're Tom Brady, in which case I don't know when he's going to leave. I don't know.
That's true.
Well, it's the thing is though, like, I mean, you can. Microsoft, Sony should, in my opinion, Sony shouldn't really be complaining. They should be lucky they're still getting it. That being said, it makes no sense from an Xbox standpoint to remove that, because they remove it from PlayStation, lose out on all that money when they will all they need is the in-game pass and like you say, those little exclusives that PlayStation currently get through their marketing deal. If Xbox have that, that's all they need. So why would they take that away from PlayStation? Like, take all that money away from themselves?
You know what Sony needs to do? They need to host a showcase where they take care of their gamers. Because we were talking about this. This is actually a nice little segue into our next topic. Talking about the Sony Showcase. There's supposed to be like another PlayStation, well, not PlayStation Direct. They call it State of Play, I believe it was. And what it is, it's supposed to be like this next showcase showing off what the company is going to do later this year. Well, obviously early next year, because later this year they have figured out. But they were talking like early next year. But you know what else they can do? Bring back the PlayStation experience. I don't know if you're familiar with this, Joe, but a few years ago, they had a special event that they held every year in Anaheim where, they had like a special showcase. They had in-person stuff. You could try out games before they were coming. It was basically their version of E3. and happen at the end of each year, which is really cool. But
yeah, is that
I don't know. They need
so?
something like that. They need something to win the gamers back instead of all these decisions or all this stuff. I mean, they're just in the negative right now. They need to be positive.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? All of that stuff, though, I don't even see that as the price increase for me has been really negative.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I mean, we were talking about Sony does need to do a showcase.
They do,
I think,
yeah. And, and I've heard rumors about a September showcase. Has anyone else heard this?
No.
The only thing I heard about is the Nintendo Direct, which we'll get to momentarily.
I didn't hear, it's not an official rumor. I've just heard people talking about it.
There's no such thing as an official rumor. It's just a rumor.
No, but you know what I mean. It's the rumor is not.
Hey, Breeze. There's an official rumor going around that we're now going to be called the Delighters.
Delighter.
Silly.
The Delighters.
Someone in my group said that because I had told them a few days ago when I had found out that and I don't mean to jump the gun at Assassin's Creed.
You're fine.
Code Red was coming out.
We're going to get into it eventually, so let's go ahead. That
we're finally getting, a feudal Japan game in Assassin's Creed. And it was like, oh, those are just rumors. Well, no.
Yeah.
Nah, that's official, guy. Argue me up and down.
Okay. Put it this
way.
So
just for next time, there's no official rumor. There's just
rumors.
A rumor.
Right. I'm glad now that we've given people the dictionary definition of what a rumor is. We'll move on. So basically, yeah. I think I've read some people banging on. No sort of outlet as such. Just random people on Twitter banging on about it. So it's probably not going to happen. But it would be good. You're right, Gladius. It's absolutely essential that we see something from them. We'll probably get a state of play before God of War Ragnarok releases. That'll be really good. But I'd love to see what else they've got in store. Unless last year they literally showed us everything, which I just don't buy.
I think we will get another one before year's end, but I just think they need to do it sooner rather than later because they're kind of in deep caca at the moment. So,
Yeah. Well, also, we go into otherwise, the news cycle shortens during AAA game season because there's always a new game coming out, and we'll have the Keeleys at the end of the year for the Game Awards and stuff too. So, to be fair, I mean, it would be nice to kind of get it it'd be nice to get it this month, really, because then we've got that. Then October, it really does. Things really do start flying. Because we've got the Plague Tale Requiem coming out. One of the things I'm really looking forward to playing, all sorts of weird shit. Anyway, Breeze, what do you think about this? Do you think we'll see one?
See one for Atomic Heart?
The state of play before the year's end. Yeah.
No. I mean, I take that back unless they want to do one last hurrah for God of War.
So you think that'll be the next time we see a Sony showcase? Yeah,
because that's the only major thing that they have looking forward to. Like Galadrius was saying, that Modern Warfare 2, that's really it as far as games this year. Yeah, last quarter of it.
That's the official rumor anyway.
That's the official rumor, motherfucker.
We're supposed to curse. You're
sorry,
man. Not to curse.
You deserve that one, though, bro. I'm sorry, everyone.
You're fine. You're forgiven this time. But
if they don't, I'm not angry. They don't.
Yeah. But we should talk about what is officially happening tomorrow. It's the Nintendo Direct. We've been waiting for this for a while. It's been rumored for some time. It's going to go over games that are coming out later this year, beginning of next. We probably get another look at some. Well, no, they probably won't do the Pokemon stuff. They'll skip that. But there's been rumors. And these are official rumors, by the way, that no, I'm kidding. That they are going to reveal The Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess ports. But this is also the place rumored where they're going to show off Metroid Prime Trilogy and maybe some first gameplay footage from Metroid Prime 4. I can only hope. This is going to be great if it happens. If not, they still know how to surprise us, which is great. Because I heard something about a brand new 2D Mario game that could be happening as well. There's that around the corner. We could get a sneak peek at some new Mario Kart 8 tracks. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring back Star Fox or F-Zero. I mean, the sky's the limit with these things. They always find a way to entertain, even if they don't, make the rumors official. You know what? Or actual, not rumors. So the thing is, it's going to be all eyes on this show, and it's going to be fun to see what they come up with. I'm always entertained by Nintendo shows. I don't think there's
You
ever been
certainly
one.
are. Yeah.
They're really good though.
Yeah.
They're
they are. Yeah,
consistent.
But of course, the second I mentioned the show, Breeze is right there. Zeldas.
Zeldas.
Zelda.
Show me
To
the
be fair,
Zeldas.
those two Zelda titles, I'm Wind Wakers. Me and Kyle on our March Madness Showdown podcast discussed. Hello, who's?
I'm here.
Show me them
Okay.
Zeldas.
Hello.
Yeah,
Did you hang up on us?
I'm just like, oh no, Mopus is talking. Goodbye.
If I hear one more word about official rumors, I'm going to end this call right now.
Yeah. Those Zelda games, those are two, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Like, Wind Waker's such a good Zelda game.
It is.
And
it's underrated too. I mean,
it's so underrated. Yeah, I wish they did like a Wind Waker 2 almost, like
almost forgot.
Just like a sequel to it. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I almost forgot. They're also going to possibly show off some more stuff from the sequel to Breath of the Wild, because that's coming next year too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, I would love to see more of Breath of the Wild.
I think Breeze just passed out.
Breeze, are you okay?
It'll give me a reason to pick my Switch back
Get that girl
up.
a fan.
Telling you.
When's the last time you played your Switch then?
Ooh,
this morning.
This morning.
No. It's actually been about a month because I was being danced to death by my daughter in Dance. Dance 2022. We were dancing forever. She danced until I passed out. So that was like last time I played. It was about a month ago.
We need to get Splatoon 3. We need to get her Splatoon 3. Just saying.
You need to get Splatoon 3 as well. I bet you're already playing it.
I'm already playing it. Where have you been?
Yeah, underground, man. I've been in a hole underground days.
No, you probably been dreaming of Atomic Heart because we saw like gameplay on it earlier, but apparently it's been delayed again. But we understand why, because the developers, they're in the middle of this whole what's happening with Ukraine and Russia, right? If I recall correctly.
Everyone.
So yeah, there are some Russia, studios. Yeah. So they're having to deal with all this delay stuff. So now it's coming out in early 2023. But based upon what we've seen, it looks like it's going to be worth the wait because it's starting to shape up to be this really cool first-person shooting experience.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
Come on, show some excitement, man.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I've been, it's just whenever anything comes up about Russia now, I get like really emotional about it because it's sad.
I get
like it's just you know why these delays are happening. It's it's different.
A pain.
It is. It is
gigantic pain. It is. I mean, I that's why we're waiting on Stalker 2 as well because that studio. Some of the developers are actually fighting with Ukraine alongside Ukraine. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean. Eventually, we'll see a great game come out of it. Well, so I'm looking forward.
There's some news on that Microsoft has began to refund Stalker 2 pre-orders.
Wow.
It will come back out eventually, but I think they're just playing on set.
Right now, because it's like it's an indefinite delay for right now.
Yeah, I mean, they did the same thing with GoldenEye 007 because they were supposed to reveal the remake to that as well, but they kind of delayed it because of everything that's happening overseas. And obviously now with the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, they're kind of holding off on anything UK related as well. So it looks like it'll be a while before we see either of those games, but who knows? Maybe in 2023 we'll see them surface.
Get some news and better time, better news all the way around.
Yeah, but we wish that team well, and we wish them, the best in getting their game done because it does look phenomenal. I think it's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah, agreed. It looks fantastic. It has done, for a while. The combat in it looks so good. I mean, it just has that BioShock feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Everyone's missing. But I mean, look, we're gonna move away into topics now. We're going to move away on past and on to the news about the new Xbox Elite version 2 control.
The core.
How do you guys? Have you guys seen it yet?
Yeah, it's the black and white one, right?
Yeah. And also they're allowing for design lab for for Elite controls as well.
It looks great.
That's
personally.
cool.
I mean, I like the Elite controllers. I think they're really well built and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, I really think it's going to be a nice little model. I mean, of course, I'm spoiled by my Forza one, so that's just me. But yeah, I mean, you know, anytime they release a new Elite one, and the fact that you can now design your own is a neat touch.
Yeah.
So I'm down with that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they've also reduced the price, I believe.
It was like 129 now, compared to like when it was, I don't know, 160 or whatever it was. It was pretty high up there.
Yeah, 160, 180, depends where you got it from.
Yeah. But this looks like to be a good affordable model. I think they're trying to counter that that Sony one that got announced. Sony's doing their own taking the Pro controller, but they didn't have a price or anything yet. So Microsoft's just trying to get a jump on that, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Do any of you guys use the Elite control?
I don't use it.
You do, yeah.
I don't use one.
I've used it.
I've held.
You do not use it, Breeze?
I don't use it. I don't have.
Do you use any kind of like sort of Elite type control?
I have a Power A elite control because they fit my hands.
Yeah.
They're a little smaller. Yeah. So that I am interested to know if this controller will be a little smaller. If not,
it looks about the same size, but hang on, maybe there's some measurements here.
Anyway, yeah, sorry, I was just looking for the it'll be on the Xbox blog post that they announced.
Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Apparently it's about the same size as the original Elite looks like.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
Yeah, say yeah. Well,
can you just give me a small controller?
I'll stick to my Power A.
An Elite Mini?
That would be dope for us little-handed people out here.
I just see Breeze trying to grab stuff off the shelf. I'm like, my hands need to be bigger.
I hate it.
Not making fun of your small hands.
So, but what other than you know what you can do with it, the core? How is the core different to the current one? I mean, apparently it uses improved components.
Yeah, I think there are a few differences here. Let me take a look, because I think with the Elite one, the original Elite controller, you had like all these accessories that you could change out on it. Like, you know, you could add the paddles to the back. You could change out the D-pad if you wanted. The core one is just, you know, none of those major fancy parts. And you can adjust the thumbsticks, but that's about it. So, like, it doesn't come with all the parts. It doesn't come with the, it comes with the charging cable, but it doesn't come with all the parts in the carrying case. So it's not deluxe, you know, that you can't modify like stuff on it. You have to like basically deal with the general components.
Yeah, sure.
Which is fine. Okay. You know, I hate the paddles on the back.
I did hear that if you bought all the extra components, it will cost you like $10 more or something than the
something
actual
like
Elite.
That, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you want the whole thing, you may as well just get the if you plan on buying all the components eventually, you may as well just buy the expensive version with everything and save yourself $10. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, look, it's pretty good. My Elite version 2 is doing pretty well, to be honest with you. I've had it for a long time. I haven't touched wood. I've got to find some wood, man. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Okay, basically, if something bad happens to me, this is why, everyone. Yeah, no, touch wood that it doesn't happen, but nothing bad has happened to my Elite version 2 control yet, so...
Well, yeah. This is exactly when something bad will happen to it.
Yeah, I know,
like,
I
know. Nothing could happen to my controller, and then 5 seconds later, it gets struck by lightning, a bird pees on it, you know, it gets stolen by the mailman. I mean, you know, there's a number of things that could happen to it now. You've cursed your controller.
Yeah, I know.
Way to go.
Sorry. That's probably why I'll end up with getting the core.
No.
I can keep
I'm protecting it. And it will say nothing about this controller. I will not doom this controller. But you know,
it's a good shout actually. If you want to get a new Elite and you've got all the components already, but the controller's broken, you can just get another one cheaper.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, yeah, it's for those people who have got broken elites, and I know
Well,
I know you're out there. Shout out to you guys if you're out there.
I know you're out
shout out
there.
to the toxic community
I
that
know you're out
destroys the
there.
controller.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Okay, well, speaking of stuff that's destructive, we should talk about assassins, and that means we're going to talk about Ubisoft Forward. They had a showcase on Saturday that was practically all mostly Assassin's Creed news. There was some stuff that they dealt with. They talked about Mario vs. and Rabbids, the new game,
Right.
which will have Rayman DLC, which is really cool. Nice to see Rayman back in action again. They got new stuff for the crew. They announced the Division Heartland finally. Rainbow Six Mobile's in testing, all that stuff. Well, let's get to what you really want to hear about, though, the Assassin's Creed games. The Assassin's Creed games are going to be all over the place starting next year with Mirage, which is essentially return to basics for the series, which is fine. This is exactly what a lot of fans were looking forward to, and now they're finally going to get it. It's going to come out 2023. But then there's other announcements they made. They confirmed Assassin's Creed Identity would come around over the next few years and be like a multiplayer hub of sorts, which is interesting. They announced the last chapter for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which will be free for all players, dropping later this year to wrap up the story of Ivor. Okay. Delato. Anyway, and then we got some other good titles as well. Assassin's Creed Codename Hex, which is kind of like a bewitched sort of appearance to it. That's going to be fun. Assassin's Creed multiplayer game Invictus, which will come out sometime in the next couple of years, and will possibly feature classics characters from the series.
Is it Infinity or is it Invictus?
This is different. It's Invictus. It's a different project.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Invictus is the game, and the hub is Infinity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then they have a mobile game. And in a mobile game, Assassin's Creed Jade, which will be out next year and will take place in China. But here's the one that gets my attention, and I think Breeze will agree with me here. Mm-hmm. Assassin's Creed Codename Red, which finally brings the series to Japan. That is what... In other words, Breeze is kind of happy this is happening.
Do you know how many, make-believe backflips I did when they announced that?
She backflipped like 7 times in her head.
In my head, yes.
She tilted her head back when she did it, too.
In real life,
there's like this little cartoon breeze in her head when she's thinking about... She's just like, oh yeah, just imagines herself doing these things.
I can imagine
celebrating and stuff like that.
I can imagine Breeze going to an event, hearing about news like this, flipping her head back. What was that? Well, I was doing a backflip.
I was doing a backflip. You didn't see it. Did you not see it?
I've got whiplash. But no, obviously Project Red is the big announcement here because a lot of people have been waiting for the series to go to Japan. They've been begging for it for the longest time. But obviously, Mirage has got some big news as well. They got a collector's edition with a cool statue and all that as well. I mean, the show was just mostly Assassin's Creed news.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Which is great.
The thing is, I'm so psyched for Mirage. Like the setting. So it's set in Baghdad, isn't it? And so I mean, apart from the fact I kind of got Aladdin vibes at the start, which is nostalgia. It's just it's the setting and it's very similar to that of the first one. And Assassin's Creed 1 was my favorite Assassin's Creed. I know I'm going to get shit from people who are like Assassin's Creed 2 or Black Flag, which are both amazing games. It's just Assassin's Creed 1. Like I've got that emotional connection with Assassin's Creed 1.
It set the tone.
It
really
did.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're not getting a remake of Assassin's Creed 1, but we are getting this other cool stuff.
I think we might get it though. I think we might get a remake.
We didn't.
At some point.
Yeah, we got more than enough games. I mean, like, how many Assassin's Creed games do you need? I want 9,000 Assassin's Creeds.
Yeah. Oh, what do you guys think about Assassin's Creed Mobile? Is anyone going to try it?
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it.
Why not? I'd try it.
Like, I have a friend who talks about mobile gaming as a future. He's been saying this for years. So when in mobile games, like these companies that are taking their engines and utilizing them to be on mobile platforms is amazing. Like, it looks good, and the fact that you could do full character customization is that for I think Codename Jade is gonna be so cool. Like I got that I'm gonna play
Yeah.
that just from
Here's
that
here's the
already.
thing, right? I hope that mobile gaming like the core mobile gaming experience goes to what like Microsoft are trying to get to do with streaming. So you can have like games they're designed and coded for the console hardware, like using it
Hey, I
and yeah,
play.
but I'll played on no, they use the Xbox ADK or something like that. I can't remember. Um,
Well, I
and
play League of Legends Rift and Wild Rift, and when I started playing that on mobile, I was impressed. I'm impressed.
yeah, I'm just saying it'd be great if they're all done via sort of console mechanics. That way you can have them on your PlayStation Plus, on your Xbox Game Pass and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you'll be able to play these games and use a controller and stuff. Because I'm sorry, I just don't like little screens. Like
I can understand
I
that. You can
like
always
having like
screencast.
I mean, you could always screencast, but you may as well just. I mean, at that point, well, this little screens isn't even that much of it. It's using a controller, touching the screen that you're trying to watch and stuff. Your thumbs are all in the way. It's not a pleasant.
It
Me
gets
personally,
a little. I understand. It
yeah,
gets a little frustrating.
Not for
in that
everybody.
sense. Not for everybody. No, but I do understand that point as far as me playing Rift and the touchscreen controls. But at the same time, if I decide to put a controller to it works both ways. I really don't mind it. I just think it's dope.
Yeah.
I think it's dope. Like I can be anywhere and I can just log on and play a game that I want to play. Not no. Sorry, Google Play. Not no weak ass Google Play games. Match 3 and Candy
I
Crush.
mean, there are a lot of bad ones out there.
Sorry,
I
Candy
have
Crush
to admit,
King.
like with mobile gaming is like that. I think
tired.
that's kind of the problem with it. Like there's some decent mobile games out there and
No,
stuff.
there
and,
is. I played
But
a few.
there's so many bad ones, and it's the bad ones. I say bad ones. It's very objective, isn't it? Or
Said the
subjective.
bad
Sorry,
ones.
subjective. It's very subjective. Like it's just they are just not what core
Not
gamers
good
want.
ones.
They're like what the casual mobile gamer want, and they're like really popular because like things like Wordle and stuff like that. It's like okay, I get it, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
it's not a core gaming experience. It's like an old person's game.
Yeah.
Well, so,
What are you saying?
I get what you're saying.
I said my granddad plays that. He's.
I'm insulted.
No,
Like,
I'm not talking about you. You're not my granddad, are you?
No, I better not be. Go to your room. Go to your room.
Granddad. Granddad.
No, I got it.
We can just call you.
Get off my
Grams.
lawn.
But anyway, did any of you guys catch the Ubisoft Forward pre-show? It had a ton of cool little indies in there and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Looks like there'll be a few fun games in there that'll be.
There really was, and I'm really annoyed that I can't remember the name of. There was one in there, and I really liked the look of it. It kind of reminded me, I think, of Minecraft. I don't know why. Oh God! Give me someone take over for a second while I quickly look.
Okay, that's my job. So how's everybody doing? Delighter.
Delighter.
I gotta look up the notes here because now I'm looking for it. How dare you? And you don't. You just set us up for failure. Look at this. All right, hang on. I know for Brawlhalla they announced a couple of Belmont characters from the Castlevania series, which is kind of nice. And then let's see what else. For Honor, they're adding Samurai Warriors, the Demon Daggers. The new game Two Falls was announced, a narrative-driven adventure that'll come out in PC this fall. Dominion Frozen for the Crew.
Two Falls looks so good.
Yeah. And then the Crew 2 is getting another expansion, looks like. So, yeah, that's just the general part of the forward there. Are you back? Are you back now, Mopish?
I am back now. Yeah.
Way to just depart during a live show.
No. I think you misunderstood me. I think no. I said, can someone take this as in like just talk for me because I was just finding the games list.
You were finding yourself. Yes, we know. It's all good. I'm messing with you because you put the words delighter in my head and I have no idea what the hell delighter is. Way to go. Anyway,
Play
moving
Age
on.
of Empires, bro. Play Age of Empires, the original Age of Empires. Delighter. That's what the little villagers say. Delighter.
Okay.
No, so yeah.
No, it's all right. But no, you know, I also had a showcase this weekend along with Ubisoft. Our friends over there at Marvel and Disney, they had their game showcase, and they showed off a ton of stuff and some really cool stuff. We're going to start off with the reveal of a new Tron game, which is from the developers at Bethel Games, headed up by Mike Bethel, called Tron Identity, coming to PC in 2023, and it will be like a mystery sort of game surrounding a new character. So, I mean, Tron getting this sort of treatment is really cool. But perhaps the thing that's the real treat, and maybe Breeze could back me up here, Disney's Illusion Island, which will come out to Nintendo Switch next year. It is a 4-player Rayman Legends style adventure from the developers of the new Battletoads game at Delilah Studios. And it looks like a lot of fun.
It does.
It looks like a lot of
Disney
fun.
characters.
Yeah, and they'll have local co-op too, which is great. You can play it with your friends. I mean, I haven't seen a game like that's done that since World of Illusion on the Genesis with its 2-player co-op. So yeah, I feel really old. All right, moving on. Midnight Suns has a release date. It will drop December 2nd. This is the new one from 2K and Firaxis Games, which will be the strategy style game. Because if you play their XCOM games, you know all about that. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be really cool. But it's still no release date for Nintendo Switch. That's probably going to be 2023. So there's that. Amy Hennig's new Marvel game was announced. No name yet. It's done by the team at Skydance, and it features a variation of Black Panther along with Captain America. And it will take place in 2 different worlds, which is going to be a neat little parallel thing. Some people said it's a mobile game. I don't think so.
Is that Strike Force? Strike Force?
No, that's not Strike Force. That's their unnamed Captain America Black Panther game. Strike Force is different. That's their mobile game.
Yeah, now that's the mobile game,
Yeah. So they got that Captain America and Black Panther coming in. That's probably 2023 as well. They are remaking the classic Genesis Gargoyles game. From the studio at Empty Bottle, I believe is their name. They worked on a Streets of Rage variation with Yakuza characters a couple of years ago. Nice. So yeah, that should be a fun little retro title. And then Marvel World of Heroes. This is another mobile game from the team at Niantic, in which you can use like superhero abilities to like, take on others, build up card decks, that sort of deal.
Niantic, they're the people who did Pokemon Go, are they not?
Pretty much, yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, that's also coming. We got a new trailer for Return to Monkey Island.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Can we just talk about that classic nostalgia, great game series, point and click adventure that I love so much? It's coming back, and they actually had Guybrush Threepwood's voice actor there. I'm so excited. Come on, y'all. I don't hear the excitement in this.
Get excited.
I'm sorry.
Do your backflips. Do your backflips.
Whip your hair back.
Because it's announced and it's official, and I can't wait. It makes me want to go back and play my other Return to Monkey Island and Escape to Monkey Island.
It is nice that, it's featured on the Disney showcase, that they're actually caring about these classic, LucasArts franchises. That's great.
I love it.
Yeah, let's see. Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora, they showed off a little bit of gameplay, but it's still in the works. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga getting a Galactic Edition with all the DLC, which is not a surprise. But still, fans that don't have it yet, there you go. Disney Mirrorverse, October update featuring Hades, I suppose. Yes. Let's see what else. Disney Speedstorm got a new trailer showing off Monsters, Inc. So that'll be fun whenever it comes out, which will be later this year, I'm guessing. It's free to play, reminder. Disney Dreamlight Valley is getting a Toy Story themed update. And
have you guys played that yet? Dreamlight Valley?
Not yet. I know it's on Xbox Game Pass.
Do you like Animal Crossing?
People are obsessed with it so far. I've been getting a lot of good reviews and feedback on the game.
I haven't played it.
It's one of those games. I never thought in a million years that I'd play it, but it was on Game Pass. I just played it. I was doing it for like 10 minutes, and the next thing I knew, I was like, it's one of those games. There's always something to do in it. Mm-hmm. Kind of like there's a lot of sort of like survival or base buildy type games, or things like Minecraft and stuff. There's always stuff to do in Minecraft. Like there's always stuff to do in this Dreamlight Valley. If you like those little, I don't know, it's kind of like
It's a trap. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a trap. It's a time trap. You will spend a lot of time playing it. I spent probably about 4 hours playing it this weekend and achieved very little, but except just getting loads of money, just doing loads of farming and stuff. It's completely ridiculous. Like I was playing it after that, man. It's a great game. Anyway, we should get back onto like finishing off what was in the Disney and Marvel show.
Well, that was about it.
Have you played it, Gladius? Are you going to?
Dreamlight Valley? No, I'm a little busy with other games, so I have not had a chance yet.
Splatoon.
What about it? Are you picking on me?
I don't know if I'll try it. I might turn it on this weekend just to check it out if I'm not caught up in any league matches. League of Legends. If anybody wants to play.
Shout out to the toxic Disney Dreamlight.
If anyone wants to get a little toxic.
There's a toxic Disney Dreamlight community.
Bell's got the mouth.
The community which consists of me.
Belle's got the mouth of a sailor on her. But yeah, that's mostly about it for the most part.
Anyway, okay, yeah, well, that's it. I think that might be the end of our topic list.
That's the end of our topic list.
Yeah.
Unless you want something to add.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, there is that stuff about Bonnie Ross to talk about with Halo. But we've already
kind of touched on that.
Yeah, well, there isn't really much to that. There hasn't been anything new. Sod's law, something big will happen tomorrow. Tuesday's normally a big Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, well, tomorrow's the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
So yeah, which we will be doing a show on afterwards, because needless to say, I'm sure Breeze will want to tell us all about Zelda.
Can we open her hair back to another?
She'll be like this. Hey, listen.
Backflips.
That's a terrible impression.
I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Imagine Mopish being the fairy. Hey, listen.
No, it'd be more like.
Listen.
It'd be more like, hey, listen.
What the hell? No.
You already know. I am going to be so juiced to talk about the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah. So join us then for more mirth and mayhem.
Yeah. Join us here. Join us on Discord. Join us on Gamerhub on Twitter via the website or via our socials, Facebook and Twitter. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe if you like the content. I'm just going to go on to outros now from everyone. Why don't we start in reverse order this time? We'll start with Gladius.
Okay. Remember not to believe those official rumors.
That's official.
No. Remember, keep on gaming, guys. Join the Discord. Have a good time. I'll see you in outer space.
Yes.
And Bruce, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you?
Backflip.
On Meta. You can find me doing backflips in my head. You can find me on League of Legends, Queen Breeze 9122. You can also find me on the Gamerholics. You can find me at Gamerhub. Just type in Queen Breeze and you'll find me there playing these sweet games.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And yes, I'm Joe, Mopish lawyer, whatever you want to call me. Probably that idiot according to these guys.
Hey,
Deloitte. Just everyone, just if you want to say Deloitte, send me a DM. Just I'll say hi back. I want to hear all about it.
13 people doing Deloitte.
Deloitte. Yeah. But yeah, otherwise catch us either at Gamerhub Co on Twitter or Gamerhub on Facebook. Check out our website. We've got it sort of back sorted again now. I think we've had some issues. Apologies to that. We may have a couple of ongoing ones, but hopefully we will be resolved by next Friday. Do apologise to anyone for any inconveniences from that point of view. But anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.